So do we look at each other or do we look at the camera? See, this is the weird part of this one.
No, it's usually a conversation with each other. You don't
And then
really
we like look
around.
at it and talk like
No,
to the
no,
camera.
I don't.
So we just look at each other the whole time.
That was part of what I was saying is like they never really stared at the camera. It's just like the camera's recording them talk.
See, that's why I think we need, like, if we have a guest and we put them here, like we have a camera facing directly at them, directly at me, directly at you, and we're just chit-chatting in between, but then we can edit it or whoever, because we're not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
I use like this is.
Yeah, I think
I'm not good at that part.
I think we should hire an editor.
I don't want to spend money.
So that's what I was going to tell you earlier whenever you yelled at me.
We're rolling, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
I think we just keep this in.
Yeah, I agree. You know Sean Whalen? Is it Sean Whalen?
Yeah.
What's Lions? Makes a lot of money. Has one clothing brand,
Lion,
right? No, Lions Not Sheep or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, put a good post out today. Said, go all in on everything that you do. And I immediately thought...
We're 50% right now.
No, I immediately thought of our camera setup, our mics, our lighting.
I feel like Rode's good, but we are shooting on an iPhone 14 Pro.
Still a good camera, just not what...
We need actual mics, which we have.
Yeah, I put down...
We have one, and we have, what's that thing called?
A Rodecaster, I believe.
Which does what? But what is it?
That's a good question. I know it records stuff. We have to have it, and it makes the audio sound good. I know there's like amplifiers. I did a bunch of research at one point. That was last year. Anyways, I have it. It's very expensive.
It's really far away. I'm not paying 50% for that, by the way.
Yeah.
It's already bought. I already have
You already have a camera.
Yeah,
and
then you buy a camera, I buy a camera with 50-50.
And I already have a mic.
I'll buy the next mic.
Yeah, 2 mics. We'll call it even.
Let's just, whoever our first guest is, we make them buy their own mic.
Yeah, we should do that.
If you want to be our guest, you have to bring a mic.
Yeah, and they have like lighting here, you know?
Like the ring lights?
No.
Are we becoming Instagram models?
No, I just feel like we want to put out high quality.
I'm not going to lie.
If we can't talk about good shit, at least we can have...
I'm not going to lie. I
look
get that,
good.
but we're going to switch sides.
No, I am comfortable.
Yes, but I have a side. I don't like this angle of my hair.
No, I'm good. This angle of your hair?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, we're switching sides.
No.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to do the rest of the show unless you switch sides with me.
What if this is my
I don't
good
care.
side?
Go.
Jeez, I hope you do keep that part in there. That's
The
ridiculous.
whole thing's going to be in there.
Oh
So much. The hair flows better this direction. See, yours goes left. Mine goes right. You're at the proper angle now. You're welcome.
Thanks for the energy drink, by the way. All right.
I brought one for both of us.
So, moving off. Anything you want to say else on podcast prep? I got a list of things I want to discuss.
I think we have a lot to work to do.
Yeah, we are working on it though.
Logo. Getting there, although your wife thinks it's awful. I thought it was hilarious until your wife said it was awful.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That usually happens with us though. We're getting a sound, intro, and script. We sent the script off.
yeah. I think we're getting there.
Yeah, we have a
Slow
few.
start.
We have a few steps to set up the podcast. We are working on them.
Do you want to transition into something that is near and dear to my heart?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do want to tell you something that I remember. This is gonna play. This is gonna be great. You remember last Friday whenever we had the same talk, and you're like, "Hey, we're gonna go get some beers, play golf on simulator." Later that night, you told me something. You said, "Hey, we both get our hair cut twice a week."
No, once a week.
Or,
every week.
Yeah, once a week, every week. Yeah. I don't know why I said twice. That's completely
I go Wednesday,
incorrect.
you go Friday.
Yeah, I go Fridays.
Dylan, shout out to Barbers on South Main.
Yes, go there. Great. Got faded up today. Anyways.
Faded up? Like, okay.
You just told me that he shows me after he cuts my hair the sides of my head.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to show that you're balding on
that
top.
I'm showing the top. I have thin hair.
Yes.
Thin hair.
Yeah. He
So,
says he doesn't. He knows you know that he does it, but he doesn't do it on he just doesn't want you to see the shine.
I couldn't sleep the other night.
From your hair?
I was thinking, like always, I can't fall asleep. That's another thing I would talk about. I bought thickening shampoo and conditioner
Eric.
just because of your comments. I'm crying.
Thank you, Dylan. I told Dylan I was gonna give you shit about it. He's like, "Don't do that." I'm like, "Listen, I was the best man in this wedding. I'm gonna say whatever the hell I want to say to him."
I told him first thing I walked in. I said, "Dude, I did it."
Did he laugh?
Yes, you laughed.
The first thing I said to Dylan, because he's a big U of I fan, I said, heard your team's not looking too good right now.
I think they're doing pretty good.
Well, their best player got charged with rape.
Yeah.
Allegation. No, he actually got charged. But the story, I don't know. I'm going to leave that alone.
I had that discussion.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Anyways,
but
I bought it.
But he was a little bit sour.
I think it's called Hims. Eventually you'll see this.
That time out. Hims is the sex brand.
No, it's not.
You chew on the tab. They probably have a bunch of stuff, but like you chew on the tablets helps out.
Anyways,
I
did a lot of
reviews.
The
real reason you're on test is because you're low on energy. Is because Sandy needed you to get on test.
So hopefully, we'll see. It had the best reviews.
Okay.
So I got
another business in Edwardsville. If we're gonna talk, Joey's told me you went to 0 of your private jiu-jitsu training sessions.
That's
shout out
true.
Jiu-Jitsu.
I did pay for it. It was a prepay.
You've also canceled like 4 times on me.
3 times.
He said he doesn't care though.
No. Well, they're private lessons.
He said the only person in our friend group that he trusts is Robbie, because at least he tells him the truth and that he's never gonna go.
I paid, so I know he would think I'm serious, which I am.
You're obviously
I went to a Bucks game last Wednesday, couldn't go. The weekend before was Christmas weekend, and the weekend before Cam was sick. So I'm sorry.
Christmas was on a Monday.
Yeah, we went out on the 27th, I believe it was.
Happy birthday, Corey.
Yeah, it was your birthday. I couldn't go.
Big 3-5. You didn't go out for my birthday. I went to work.
Yeah, and Cam was sick the week before, so I did pay for it. I do want to go this year, at least.
At least 4 times, because that's what you paid for.
Yeah, I did currently pay for, but anyways.
Jiu-Jitsu.
I am gonna go.
I have to. So I got called out. You know Eric Hebner. He trains in Granite City, I think. And he did a podcast. I can't remember McKinney's first name.
Jack.
No, that's the golfer.
Dang it.
No, Steve. I think Steve's the dad.
It's Steve McKinney.
Yeah, but no, it's his son, I think.
Or
they both Steve.
I thought it was Steve.
Anyway, 2 parts of this story. He sent me this podcast he did. He goes, you need to listen to it. And then I didn't. And then he goes, you listen to that podcast? I go, I'm getting to it. I just haven't had time. He's like, I need you to listen to the last 30 minutes. Well, I'm not going to listen to the whole last 30. I'm going to listen to the whole thing. It was a long podcast. Good podcast.
But the last podcast?
It's the McKinney. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's a black belt.
I didn't know he had his own.
And it's a jiu-jitsu podcast. And
did not know that.
The last 30 minutes was like talking about wrestlers who have this like desire to be competitive, but don't like. It's hard for us to do something like that again. And basically, he called me out that I need to get back in, because I did train with him one time, and I remember verbatim. He said, "You're much better at this than I thought you were going to be." I was like,
"Oh gosh, she should have never."
So, moral of the story is, I told you I need to do it. It's just the schedule doesn't really work great with my schedule.
That's why I paid for private lessons.
But you know how this works. If you want to do something, you don't. I don't have time bullshit. That's not real. You don't make the time, and I don't make the time to do it. And I hate jiu-jitsu. I think it's fantastic.
Oh, really?
No, it's fantastic. But as a wrestler, we're always taught. My whole life was go, 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 go. Jiu-jitsu, you don't. You just sit there. Not you just sit there, but it's a completely different mindset of how to attack the game. So when I first started going with him when I was in chiropractic school, because he would go to more jiu-jitsu than chiropractic school, that's why he doesn't practice. He does actually go. He has practice in Pawnee. But moral story is, I went 2 times with him, and like I was getting choked out by these old men. It was pissing me off, because they're not more like what. And it just annoyed me. But it's it's a badass sport.
Yeah, what really gets me is Jocko. Follow his stuff every day. He posts about jiu-jitsu, basically. Yeah. Rogan podcast. Both listen to that.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody I follow,
real athletes, stud athletes,
does jiu-jitsu, and I don't do it, and it makes me mad.
I was telling Eric, because I watched the podcast, and I again don't know the guy's name off the top of my head, McKinney. It's gonna sound awful. I told Eric, I said, now I'm putting it out to the public. I said, don't tell him I said this, obviously, but if I saw him at a bar, I would think I would whoop his ass, just because of how he looks. He doesn't look like the stereotypical badass. But I was like, but he would kill me. He would kill me. He started laughing. He's like, yeah, he would kill me. Like, I get it, but like, he just doesn't look like that. Yeah. I said, don't tell him I said that. But no, if you watch this, which you're never going to, now he knows that I think I could whoop his ass, but 100% couldn't.
Yeah, at least he knows you're aware.
I am very aware.
I do gotta buy a gi.
I have one.
Rash
Rash
guard.
Yeah. Michael Caldwell. Do you know Michael? Remember Michael
Yeah,
Caldwell?
I do. He used to make T-shirts, right?
Well, he does primal gear, and he actually just posted on his Facebook that he has like some overstock rash guards. Check him out.
I was thinking about just going all Origin. That's just the type of guy I am.
I don't know what that means.
That's Jocko's brand, supposedly the best ones.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a slight confession, not always a good thing. I like to buy, whenever I buy something and make, like, I go all in, and I want to own the best stuff. That's probably not the best thing. You should probably start and see if I like it first. But in my mind, I'm going to buy nice stuff and be like, hey, I bought the nice stuff. Now I'm committed.
See, that's my take on a golf course.
Yeah.
Same thing you said with the podcast earlier. If you're not going to be good, you might as well look good.
Yeah, I buy a lot of nice stuff to look good.
I have the nicest golf things you can buy.
Not to play good.
Not that good.
But yeah, I did want to see what your thoughts were on this. So lately, I'd say in the past month, once again, along with my TRT journey here.
Turt. It's called Turt.
So it's not...
T-U-R-T.
Yeah, Turt.
Turt. Hold on, I got to stop you for 1 second. That last video, there's a lot of errors in it. Like, there's different types of testosterone that I said were just complete fall.
Not me, him.
So, again,
I'm on
not medical advice.
Cypionate.
Yeah, and then there's
Triblend.
Ananthanate. Well,
Triblend's
is
a combination.
of the 3. I think there's 3 main ones. Cypionate is the most commonly prescribed, I believe. Then there's Ananthanate, another one that I can't pronounce, and then the Triblend is all 3 of them, I believe. Yeah. Again, don't know, don't care.
So
we're on
do
Cypionate.
your research.
That's why this is not medical advice.
Yeah, and you should do your own research. We're just sharing
our journeys.
Yes, so I can't be wrong. I love that.
Yeah, because it's our journey.
Yeah. Anyways, this was before I technically started, but I'd say maybe like 2 months. I don't know. Anyways, I've been having problems falling asleep. I don't know why. My anxiety's high, and I just think of a million things like, buying shampoo and conditioner, or business stuff, or this podcast, or things I didn't do that I need to do the next day.
It's not a podcast yet.
The channel, yeah. And I didn't know if you... But once I get to sleep, I'm good.
You're just having trouble falling asleep.
Yes. And
so you're just laying there?
I'm just laying there, and my mind's going 1,000 miles. And I can't... Listen, I know everybody's going to be like, oh, have you tried melatonin? Yes, I've tried melatonin. Okay?
ZQL?
And I'm not doing that every day.
Good. I was just making sure.
So I did melatonin. I've read about it. Once again, very analytical. I'm probably going to say that freaking every episode.
I feel like you say it 6 times every episode.
Yeah, but it's true. Every time I've taken melatonin, high and low doses, I wake up and I feel super groggy. Like I hate the feeling. Yeah, just more caffeine. That'll fix it. Trying to be healthy. So yeah, do you have those problems? That's what I'm facing right now.
0. I can fall asleep at any time, no problem.
And if I told that,
the only thing, okay, I have one issue falling asleep, and I'm gonna blame this on. I'm saying a lot of names today that most people do not know. Maybe the people of this town will know. Jeremy Christian. When I was a young kid, wrestling, he told us that sleeping on our back was like getting pinned. So I had this in my mind that I couldn't sleep anywhere else but my stomach, which is the worst ergonomic place to sleep in the world. You wake up with a stiff neck every morning. It's awful. So I can lay on my back for 45 minutes, 2 hours, 5, and just stare at the sky. And I roll over on my stomach and I'm asleep in 30 seconds. So I know it's awful for me, but it is what it is. So I just sleep on my stomach and I have no problem sleeping. At all. 0 bit.
Yeah, I feel like Andy Frisella or somebody would probably tell me that means I didn't do hard enough work during the day.
I don't think that's how that works.
But yeah, they'd be like, if you work hard, you probably fall asleep easier.
Just drink some bourbon before bed.
I actually have tried that. I got to be honest with you. I tried it the other night. Woke up.
I think everything in moderation is fine, personally.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot. But I mean, I really don't.
I don't think like meth in moderation is good.
Yeah, it's probably not good.
But like, a little bourbon, a little wine. A little weed.
To add on to your thing, no, I'm not doing
Possible topic.
No.
A little CBD.
I have CBD gummies. I did it for my, what do I have, tennis elbow?
Yeah.
Tennis elbow, but I got it from golf.
I'm getting ready to inject some BPC 157 in there.
I have BPC 157 pill form.
That's more for like gut health.
It's
whole body inflammation, but
it says gut and joint on the bottle.
But if you inject in an area of irritation,
I'm sure that's going to be
1,000 times
significantly better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said though, with not sleeping on your back or ever being on your back, Daniel Cormier just said that on Joe Rogan's podcast.
That he can't sleep on his back?
He said his wrestling coach told him, he's like, never get on your back, don't sleep on your back, don't lay on your back, don't do anything on your back.
So you're basically telling me that me and Daniel Cormier are the same person?
Yeah, except for he said John Jones put him on his back, and he's like, oh, I started freaking out.
John Jones is a bad man.
So, yeah. That's a quick update.
Let's go with UFC. Who is your favorite fighter in the UFC right now? Mine's not close.
I can't say, like, he's not fighting that much, but I would say, like, I'm a big fan of Bo Nickel.
Oh, well,
Just because I did a bunch of research on him.
Nah, Sugar Sean.
Sean O'Malley?
Yeah, dude, he's awesome.
He's good. He's good.
So much, there was the guy, they were going, this guy, I don't know who he is, going back and forth on Twitter, but like, that he can't pull his pay-per-view numbers, and Sean's like, I'll bet you $100K who pulls more pay-per-view numbers next time. And if you don't have the $100K to pay me, I'll take 4 installments of $25,000.
Oh.
And then he said something about like Conor McGregor, and he goes, and Conor doesn't know who you are. It was funny. It was a good little banter. I don't know who the guy is. Probably a badass.
I don't know who my favorite fighter is.
Favorite fighter of all time?
Probably Chuck Liddell or George St. Pierre.
Ooh, I'm a Uriah Faber. Loved him forever.
I started
Always came
following.
in jacked.
I started following right whenever.
Reminds me of myself.
Chuck Liddell and GSP were.
I feel like me and the California kid look very much alike.
I feel like me and
jacked.
This could come off the wrong way, but GSP, once again, I'm just talking about him fighting and preparing. From my knowledge, not a big wrestler like in college or anything.
No idea.
Not a great striker, very good.
All trades.
Just an elite athlete. That's me. That's what I've tried to be.
Stupid like that.
Yeah, elite.
What did you say to me yesterday at lunch?
Elite.
No, we were talking about shooting guns.
This is not
and I'm like,
good.
first of all, you're not. There's no way you're that skilled. And you go, listen, I may not shoot that much, but you have to understand, I'm an elite athlete.
That's
You're gonna
right.
say I'm a dog.
Elite.
You're not an elite athlete.
Yeah.
You were the MVP of the
alumni football game.
Yeah, over Joe Odom.
It's not a big deal.
So basically, you're better than Joe Odom at football.
For a short period of time, I was. And
no, I think currently.
I thought that maybe they named the wrong number.
I think they should rename the stadium after you.
I swear to God, so I did score the first touchdown, but listen.
Yeah, I know. I got on.
I did have a very good game, but whenever they announced MVPs, didn't know they were going to do that. I really thought that they misspoke instead of putting Joe. I swear to God, because I just
You're the MVP. You had the best.
Nobody can tackle him.
Well, nobody can tackle you. You were so fast. Lightning.
Yeah.
You're like Lightning McQueen out there.
That's right.
I don't know who that is. Is that off a television show?
Yeah. Lightning.
Cars?
Yeah, Cars. Yeah.
You're better than Joe Odom at football.
Did not say that. It's not true.
He said it multiple times, actually.
No. I did think...
I remember when you first were going back out, you're like, listen.
You better make sure this is factually correct if this is going on there.
You said in our text group, first of all, I'm an elite athlete. He hasn't been in the NFL forever.
40.
There's no chance that he's going to be able to keep up with me. And then after the first practice you put in the group, you're like, okay, I was 100% wrong.
Yes.
There's different levels to this game, and I'm not at his level.
Yeah. I think...
We were all like, you're an idiot. And you're like, dude, I think you said elite athlete like 7 times. You're like, there's no way. He's old. There's no way he can keep up with me. And then after that first practice, you're like, I mean, he's different.
Extremely good.
But you were the MVP over him. So.
That's true. But I think, once again, someone will probably correct me if I'm wrong. He pulled out his Purdue helmet or his Bears helmet?
I think it was Purdue, you said.
I can't remember. And shoulder pads, a whole bunch of old stuff, NFL stuff. And I was like, he's like, anybody want to hit? I'm like, I don't think I'm going to do that.
You didn't pull out your Western helmet?
Yeah.
Do you have a Western helmet?
No. I have an Eagles. I bought a nice helmet.
I saw it. I remember.
Yeah. And I got some decals.
Do we have anything else to talk about before we get on our topic of the day?
No, that's it. I'm out. I got my hair thickening, so I'll be sure to keep everybody updated on my.
I had a dad joke to tell,
journey,
but I forgot it. I'm gonna tell a dad joke every podcast.
Yeah, I got a few.
You know what? We're gonna go with podcasts because a lot of the people who've reached out to me about it were like, it's kind of hard just to get to YouTube. So we are gonna try to figure out how to post an actual podcast, the full-length video to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever. So we'll eventually we'll get there.
I wouldn't make any immediate
promises.
I feel like there's quite a bit.
But by Monday we'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. I have no idea about anything.
I have a lot of basketball practices tomorrow, but Sunday I'm going to focus.
Do Google while I'm practicing. Do you coach?
No, I watch my kids play.
So they're practices. You watch practices and you can't figure out how to post on.
Games. We have games all
You said
day.
practices.
Okay. I meant games. I'm
think you
sorry.
did.
Weekends are games.
Okay. Well, then I take it back. You can watch them.
Yeah.
Is your child coming to my house tomorrow?
I don't know. I was gonna. Sandy was supposed
Apparently,
to.
1:00 they're having a hoverboard date at my house.
Yeah.
And by my house, I mean my parents, because that's where I live at 35.
I was gonna say you can just come over to my house if you're
That's
homeless.
probably a better homeless. Thank you. I have an apartment too. Just don't like to live there.
Yeah, I got you.
For a later date.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go in deeper on that.
We'll dive deeper at a later date.
All right. You ready for our topic? Or I'll let you go.
The real question is, are you ready for our topic?
I don't know.
This topic
I have a
is
lot
you
of stuff.
today.
Yes.
Even though I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, does this topic have more to do with an accountant or a financial planner?
That's a great question, actually.
Thank you. I'm very proud of myself.
So usually an accountant and
I like how you got we've been having this nice banter, and then you got so serious.
Usually an accountant and if you have a good financial planner will work together kind of as a team.
Agree.
You can ask my
Should
CPAs.
we have brought an accountant in today to talk about this?
They definitely
or do you
know
have the expertise?
more about taxes than me. But for retirement planning and investment planning, that also involves taxes. So they kind of coincide a little bit. But I do not file taxes.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But
you file taxes.
I file my taxes.
IRS, relax.
Yeah.
He does pay taxes.
Yes, I do not.
You just don't file other people's taxes.
Correct. So what I do, yes, definitely does involve taxes. A tax return definitely shows about everything I need to know to help people make better financial decisions.
Yeah.
So, and then there's some things that go a little bit deeper. I'm like, okay, I need to bring an accountant in, make sure I'm saying the right things and relaying the right things to clients.
Fair.
That's it.
You work with a lot of accountants in the area?
So primarily I use two that I usually probably don't want to name drop you.
No, I don't think you name drop those.
Okay.
I think if anybody ever has questions about them, they reach out to you.
Yes. And by the way, I use one of them. I tell everybody this is the truth. I pay the exact same that everybody else does. I refer people to both of them, and I trust both of them. They do great work.
Good deal.
So I don't like have any special deal. I don't get any kickbacks. I don't get anything. So
again, unless they want to sponsor our show.
Yeah, I guess if they want to sponsor.
We will pump your name.
I don't know what they're going to sponsor, but like
we'll do like a segment. Like James the Accountant segment on something ridiculous.
And then you just read the script.
Yeah, we need $17,000.
Yeah, we're going to need a lot of stuff.
We need to buy.
You know what? If somebody's wanted a case of energy drinks, I would be a sucker for that.
100%.
I'm trying to think what else.
Like First Form?
Yeah.
I'll take their energy
Andy,
drink.
Sal.
But I only want the I only want the bomb pop version.
Ooh, have you had the new ones?
No.
Just jumping around.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm big First Form guy, you know that.
I don't like what you're about to say. I know what you're gonna say.
I think all their energy drinks, besides the bomb pop, I haven't had the new ones.
What's the bomb pop?
It's like red, white, and blue.
It's
America.
It's freedom. It's like
whatever it is. The point is, I don't like any of the other flavors.
What about Tropic Thunder? I think it's Tropic Thunder.
I haven't tried that one.
That's good.
But the first ones that came out, like the lime, the orange, I was
okay.
I was so excited.
It's not bad.
Because I think like their protein flavor, best in the game. It's okay. I like their pre-workout. No, dude, Orange Dreamsicle is the best protein you could possibly buy.
Yeah, I like.
It's seasonal, which is annoying. So again, Sal Andy, and I don't know the other owner.
Ooh, I don't. Supplement Superstore, right?
Yeah, but he's still in First One too.
I don't
if
know.
any of you guys are listening, I don't need free supplements. I need you to make Orange Dreamsicle.
Or some gear. I'll be happy to wear First
I'll
One.
wear it, but I don't care about that. I want you to make Orange. I will pay for it. I want Orange Dreamsicle 365.
I think you said it was coming.
No, they do it seasonal.
Oh.
Trust me, I think I buy more First Form than 99% of the planet because I give it to.
I don't like their protein that much.
I think you're wrong. I think you're 100% incorrect.
So I tried. Listen, I use vanilla.
Way to kill our sponsorship opportunity.
Sorry. Well, I'm just gonna explain why.
They're the best. But I don't even.
Can I explain?
Yeah, I'm just telling you, it's the best flavor you can buy.
So I haven't tried that flavor in all full transparency.
I'll get you some.
I'll drink it.
It's not seasonal in my office because I buy 30 at a time.
I like a good standard vanilla and a good standard chocolate.
You are a vanilla guy.
Okay. That was me.
He's vanilla, baby.
So vanilla, I got there as
you have a vest on. Yours vanilla.
Ice cream, vanilla.
Yes.
Anyways.
The Formula One. Yeah.
Not a fan at all.
Did you get the level one or the formula one? I don't know which one. Because there's a difference.
Yes, I understand, but they probably taste very similar, I would assume.
Different texture though.
Don't like it at all. Okay. No offense. Whenever I mix it, it does not taste good.
What do you mix
Whenever
it?
Ice, almond milk.
Just do water.
I'm making like a shake, like a smoothie. Anyways, if this isn't to post workout, anyways, I bought Lane Norton's brand. So I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna try his. Hate it. Hate it. Just tried it. It's in my garage trash can. I hate it. Threw it out last night.
Again, there goes another one of our sponsors.
Sorry, Lane.
I like Lane Norton a lot.
I love Lane.
Apparently, your protein's trash though. It's okay. Give it. I will say that
Pro Gym Tahitian vanilla is the best.
You've been a Jim Stepani fan your entire life.
I'm just saying I like it.
You would literally, him and Aaron Rodgers are probably your top two favorite people. What I will say is Lane's product is probably like very, very good for you.
Yeah, it tasted like.
Which sometimes when it's very, very good for you, it tastes very, very good for you, which isn't a good thing.
Was not. Yeah, I'm sure. It just like whenever.
You know what I mean? I mean, like he's so.
I agree. It's very clean.
Yes. Which sometimes.
I put it in my smoothie.
Not the better.
And it just like instantly like fluffed up, and I was like, "What in the world?"
The thing about protein for me is, or any supplement that I'm taking. This is gonna sound ridiculous because we're preaching health. I will sacrifice a little bit of nutrition if it tastes better. Because if it doesn't taste good, I'm not going to drink it. So therefore, I'm not getting it in at all. And I will tell you, I will never drink, I refuse. And they're so good for you. I refuse to drink greens and reds because they are trash. They taste disgusting. I don't care if you put it with orange juice, all these different things that kill the trash.
No,
disgusting.
I drink the greens and reds by First Form in water. I love them.
It's disgusting.
It's my favorite product they make.
They're disgusting.
And protein sticks are good
all of the time. I will never drink it, and I tell patients that it's fantastic for you. It's dog shit. It tastes disgusting. The worst thing are the reds, and I will tell you why the reds. No, this is real stuff. I tell people.
You said you don't like just like protein.
No, I push it all the time. I think it's great for you. I push First Form all the time. What I will say is the reds are worse.
By First Form by any?
No, they used to give me. They kicked me out to the curb. Anyway, I wasn't sponsored by First Form. They gave me like a.
Trying to keep it real for the.
They gave me $100 worth of product a month because I sold so much product at the office.
That's fair.
So I basically got my protein for free.
One tub of protein.
But the reds are worse, and I will tell you why the reds are worse. Because you shake it up, and it looks like it's going to taste like fruit punch. And then you drink it, and it's dirty beet juice.
It's not
which
good.
Immediately pisses me off.
I like them together.
Great product.
A lot.
You put them.
Yeah, mix the greens and the reds in a shaker cup, water. I actually like the taste. I sip on it. It's good. I don't know. I'm telling you. Anyways,
you're disgusting.
I just want to get my point across. If you want a good vanilla protein, I promise you can come take some of mine, whoever, and try it.
They can't take. You know what they can't take of your protein? The one that's in the trash can. Right
yeah,
now.
It's still zipped
Could have brought it to the office for potential guests.
That's true. Yeah, lots of
Get it out of the trash can.
Tahitian vanilla.
Tahitian.
The greatest vanilla protein I've ever had. And back there.
Wait, can we make a protein that says it's vanilla, baby?
Yes. Oh, that's great marketing, actually.
Yeah. Should we trademark that before we release it?
Yeah.
Vanilla baby protein.
Last thing on the protein.
Yeah, we got to get to this tax.
Yes.
topic.
Yeah, I am. I'm hurrying up. But you're not letting me get this out, and I got to tell everybody. Another gem. It's called Chocolate Cookie Crunch.
Is this again Jim Stepani?
Yes.
I take all of this with a grain of salt.
If you're just looking to hammer a protein shake back after a workout, it's the best protein I've ever, like, it's just, like, it agrees with me. It tastes great. It doesn't taste fake. It doesn't taste chalky. It doesn't taste any of that. It's just great. Somebody just walked by.
The mail lady just
The
looked
mail lady.
like we were idiots.
Yeah, I had a slight panic attack.
First of all, every bit of Jim Stepani references that you give me, because I like his products too, but they're skewed because you love him.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even use his workouts or anything.
Yeah, I mean, you argued about like
I
4
take
years
his
ago
ZMA.
about this workout, this certain lift that you thought Jim Stepani knew more about than I did. You're like,
Well,
Jim Stepani has a PhD in blah, 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 and then I proved you wrong.
I don't remember that, but I'm sure I was right.
Vividly.
All right, let's go back to taxes.
Taxes.
Sorry.
Do you want me to tell you my
Yeah, tell me.
point
No, tell everybody what happened.
Correct. That's
and
what I
you
mean.
thought I was wrong.
I didn't think you were wrong.
You had to fact check
I double
me.
checked you. That's all it is. I always double check everybody.
Listen to this, everybody. It's going to be good for me.
So, I was always under the impression, I think a lot of people are, that, okay,
a lot.
give me some tax brackets. I knew you had some.
Handy dandy chart here.
Because why? Why do you have that? Because he's analytical.
Analytical, yes. I don't want to give out any wrong information. So, married, filing jointly, that's if you're married, you're single.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, what do you want to know?
Give me the single tax brackets. I don't want married, filed jointly because it doesn't apply to me right now.
10% is 0 to, we'll say 12 grand. It's 11.6.
Okay, I make a little bit more than that.
Check that.
Let's get up.
Full disclosure. This is
higher
2024 number. Oh, it's 2024. Whoops.
Wow.
Sorry.
We don't need.
I'm sorry. All right, you can take it right here.
It even has your name on it.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, so we're just gonna go to this. We're gonna go to this one. 22% tax rate from $47,151 all the way to $100,525. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next tax bracket starts at $100,526. It's 24%.
Yes.
I was always under the impression, and I think a lot of people were, and maybe I'm just an idiot. That's a definite possibility. That if I jumped up to $100,526, that all my money was taxed at 24%.
Yeah.
So if I made $100,526, the guy who made $100,525 at that lower tax bracket was taxed. He made so much more than me, so I was like punished to make that extra dollar.
Yeah.
When in reality, I asked you because somebody asked me the question, and you're like, "No, you're an idiot." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" I don't think you said you're an idiot.
Yeah. Come on now.
But you're like, I think you said you're ignorant of the topic, which does not mean you're dumb. It just means you don't know the topic.
That's a great take, by the way.
Ignorance versus
Whenever
stupidity.
people say ignorant, people basically think you're saying you're stupid.
It's a negative
It's like you don't know.
You're just ignorant of the topic, and I'm ignorant of lots of topics in my life.
Whew.
What your point was that if you make that extra dollar, only that extra dollar is taxed at that higher tax rate.
True.
So there are different buckets that you fill up along the way.
Yes.
So if you make an extra $10,000, you're like, "Oh crap, I'm jumping in that higher tax bracket." No, just the extra $10,000 is in that higher tax bracket. Am I correct?
Yes.
So when you said this, I'm like, well, maybe AJ's just ignorant of the topic. So I reached out to my accountant, and he said, AJ's not ignorant of the topic. That is correct. I'm like, well, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So explain that to everyone, because I don't know if I did a good job.
No, that's actually perfect. So I always try to describe it easily as I can as like overflowing buckets. Like you're just filling up one bucket.
That's exactly how you...
And then it overflows into the next bucket.
Which makes
and
100% sense for me.
But you're still paying since you're single again, you're paying 10% on the first $11,600. And then you're paying 12%.
So if I'm at a 30% tax bracket, I'm not paying 30% on all of that.
30% tax
Whatever.
What 32.
Okay. If I'm at a 32% tax bracket, I'm not paying 32%.
You're doing pretty well.
I'm just making up numbers. I'm not paying 32% on all of the money.
No.
I'm paying 32% of the last part of that money.
But where people get confused, you are in the 32% federal tax bracket. That's just your last bracket.
Correct.
So if you said, "Hey, what tax bracket are you in?" You'd be like, "Oh, I'm in the 32%."
How much money is that?
I don't know how much money you make, so that's that number. Yeah, I'm gonna let you people show
I'm
it.
not gonna answer that question. I cannot confirm or deny what tax bracket
That's one thing we probably won't disclose a lot on this. I feel like it's probably not a...
I don't think we should tell people how much money we make.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think we're both broke college kids.
That's right. Yeah.
Trying to make a living in the real world.
Technically, that's your tax bracket, but it's like if you wanted to know how much tax you paid, you would have an average of all those buckets filled up.
Correct.
And that would be it. So like, let's make this simple.
So say I make $200,000.
Yes.
Tell me where my money is taxed at.
Well, if you made $200,000 and you're single, you'd be in the 32% tax bracket.
Yes, but tell me where that money is taxed.
I don't know what you mean.
What my first $10,000 is taxed at 10%.
Okay, first 11.6 is taxed at 10%.
Okay.
Your next from 11.6 to 47. I'm gonna use some even numbers here. 12%.
Okay, so I'm not paying 32% on that first amount of money.
Yeah, up on 47,000. You're not even close.
Correct.
The next tax bracket, 22%. So it jumps up 10%. That's a pretty big jump.
How much money is that one?
That's 47 to 100.
Okay, so for my first 100,000, I paid 10% on the first 11. 12% on from 11 to 47, and then 22% from the 47 to 100.
Correct. And
not 22% on all of it, just 22% on that last bucket.
You're very clear about that. That's perfect. So usually whenever
and then my next 100,000 is taxed at?
So 100 to like 192 is taxed at 24.
Again, so only the 100 to 192 is the 24%.
Correct.
The rest is those shorter amounts. So it's
Yes.
not my whole 192 is taxed at 24%.
Correct. That
was my big misconception.
Completely incorrect. Yes, what you said is completely correct.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But I feel like I'm not the only person who thinks like that. Have anybody ever asked you
Yeah,
that
I would
question?
say 90% of the people I talk to don't know that at all. Maybe more.
They think that the more money they're just being punished.
Yes.
When in reality, that's not it. You should always want to make more money.
Yes, yes.
In the grand scheme of things, there's other things more important than money.
Listen, so I read some of these books, like this is basically all to do with taxes and CPA stuff and making like profitable businesses. Simple Numbers, Straight Talk. Great book.
By Greg Crabtree.
Seriously, if you're interested in taxes, read that.
Greg, sponsor us.
A lot of a lot of you business owners have this completely backwards. But to your point, so there is never a case when the entire next dollar goes just to taxes. Never happens. So like whenever people say you hear, I can't work anymore overtime, it's gonna put me in the next tax bracket. The biggest,
the overtime.
Yes, yes, you will pay more taxes, but you will net more money.
Correct.
Because
you'll pay more taxes on those dollars, but you're still
netting way more money.
Correct.
If you're in the 22% tax bracket, you're still netting more money.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yes, 100%.
So I feel like probably against people disagree with this, but that is factual.
There's no disagreeing.
You cannot disagree with that.
Let's go with these two tax brackets, and we can post this. We will post this actual picture. Can we post this picture?
Yeah.
We will take a picture of this and post it on our gram.
Compliance approved, yeah.
Compliance approved. Perfect. If I make, we're going to go with these two tax brackets. 191, 950 is the last at 24.
We'll put,
married file jointly. We'll go with married file jointly.
That's by far the most popular that's going to
cool. Most people. Married file jointly.
Say.
Anyway, 22% tax. The highest money is 201,050. The next 24% is 201,051. So, tell me if I'm incorrect. If I'm married and I make $205,000, I made more money than the guy at 201,050. Even though that I'm a higher tax bracket federal, I still made more money.
Yes.
Thank you. That's correct.
I don't feel like it's
not a significant amount, but I made more money.
Correct.
Just because that only the 24% was only taxed on the last 5,000.
Yeah.
The rest we had made identical, and then I only got 24% tax on the last 5.
You got an extra 2% for the last 5 grand.
Which means I made 75% more than you on my last 5,000.
So another thing, last point of taxes, I don't want to get too deep into taxes, but that is all correct. Is there anything else you want to add on that before I close that?
No, and I don't know if we were super clear, but I think if anybody has questions, reach out to you.
Yes,
not
please.
To me. And
I will tell you.
Or your accountant.
Yes, or your accountant.
As long as they tell you the truth. If they don't say this, they're wrong.
Yeah, and most likely there's a lot of good accountants, but you really want to find a good CPA, to be honest with you. If you're making good money and you're not just W-2, or you have some real estate going on, or you're starting a side business, like, you probably really honestly want to find a good CPA. I'm just being honest. And you're going to pay for it. Do not get me wrong. But it is worth it. And you need to ask them questions proactively.
There's so many different, and I don't want to get into, there's so many different.
Just interview them.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, talking to someone who knows it's a game. Yes. Every aspect of this world is a game.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I have no problem paying taxes. There's certain things that money needs to go to, for sure. But if someone can tell me certain things that I can do to put more money in my business or do certain things with my money and not pay it to the federal government, where, again, who knows where half that cash is going. I'm not getting into politics or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like,
we don't need to do that.
Find somebody who I don't know enough about it. Find somebody who's good at their job, who can help you out, keeping as much of your money as you can.
And explaining it to you so you understand it.
Yes.
So we don't have a lot of,
ignorance.
He said, she said, my brother said, do this financially or this with your
Yeah.
Do not take that
Unless
advice.
your brother's a CPA.
Yes.
Then you can take
or
that
a great financial planner.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I will say here, to close that part of the tax discussion up, where I usually come into fact is like how certain accounts are taxable in my world. Like whenever you go from 12 to 22, my point, that's a 10% jump.
Yeah.
That's something I want to be aware of to try to help.
For sure.
That's an easy way to reduce tax if we can control your income. Another big jump is from 24 to 32.
Yeah, it's a big
number.
That's a lot. People are making a lot of money at that point in time, correct?
Yes. So 32, so over 383, that's married. That's together.
I mean, that's 190 a piece.
Yeah.
That's really good money.
Yeah.
Especially in Bethalto, Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying those are like the two biggest right now in our current
Yeah.
And I think 2026.
Those are the big jumps. Yeah.
Yeah, 2026. This could all change, but
did it not change in 2025?
Well, I'm saying that's like whenever all this comes up for.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
It could change. So that's kind of what I. Anything else you want to add on that? To say anything?
No.
Good? Okay. A couple other things I feel like a lot of business owners get wrong are they say, hey, I can deduct this. I can deduct that because I'm a business owner. I can deduct this. And they don't actually understand what a deduction means. And I feel like 99.9% of the general public does not.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Here's what I think you're getting at. If I buy say a chiropractic table, a $10,000 chiropractic table, that means that I have to pay $10,000 less in taxes. No, that makes my income go down $10,000.
Yes, that's beautiful.
So I still pay taxes on all of it. It's just it lowers my taxable income.
Yes.
$10,000. It doesn't lower my taxes $10,000. It lowers my taxable income $10,000.
So
Am I correct there?
Yes. Well, an easy way to think about this, I wrote down a similar example here. So if you're in the 22% tax bracket, once again, so this is adding on to our conversation. It's good. And say you have $1,000 deduction, you basically saved $220.
Yeah.
By buying that table.
Correct.
So you still pay, or $1,000 table in this case. Yeah. So you still spent $1,000 to save $220.
But basically, I paid $780 for the table.
Yes, you're still net negative.
Correct.
Unless you would have saved that money.
Bingo.
That's what people are like, oh, I made too much, I got to buy this. Well, no, you don't. No, you don't. That's not true. You still are losing money.
Correct.
By doing that. Yes, it will reduce your income, basically.
Yeah.
And you'll be taxed that way.
But if you, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm at say I make some real money, okay, and I'm married, filing jointly, and I'm at the 37, I'm making $1 million a year, okay? I'm a big company owner, construction company owner, and I'm being taxed at 37%. At the end of the year, if I got some extra cash, I'm gonna buy a $50,000 truck because what did I just pay for that truck if I can write off 37% of that truck?
Well,
am I right?
Yeah, there's.
So I just saved 8. But if I need the truck, I'm not just saying buy it willy-nilly, but if I need a truck,
yes.
Well, I just saved $18,500 on that truck.
Yes, but you would have kept the
correct
$50,000 by.
Yes, but if I'm making $1 million, I don't care. But,
yeah, there's scales to this. That's why
correct.
Big businesses, you see them with a whole bunch of trucks and everything. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, like if the profit of their company buying a $50,000 truck is like they don't think about
correct
any of that really, to be honest with you.
But a lot of farmers and stuff will buy like $500,000-$600,000 combines at the end of the year because that can write off a huge amount of. Am I correct?
And that's going down the CPA route a little bit because there's like depreciation and all this type of stuff.
Yeah. You can't write off that entire amount. You're right.
There's a lot of variables when it comes to stuff like that. So I definitely don't want to step into that.
I kind of forgot about that.
I wanted to clarify what a deduction actually was.
Yeah.
And
now, I will say that there's one nuance to a lot of medical offices because if we buy a ADA table, I actually get a 50% tax credit back. So if I buy a $10,000 table, it's actually $5,000 right off the bat.
Look at this. Deductions versus credits.
Yeah, so I get a tax credit back.
Yes.
So I buy a $10,000 table.
Dollar for dollar.
That can flex down. If I buy a $10,000 table, it's really $5,000 because I get $5,000 back from that table.
Yeah. And by the way, I wrote all this down. You're going to see this every podcast because I want to make sure.
Because
I'm analytical. But my point is that Corey did not see this.
No.
So he does.
So we on Fridays, or Thursday and Friday, we don't talk to each other. And we come in here, we talk. I think we talked about the logo for a second.
That's how you learned about the hair today.
Yeah, I didn't know about the hair. Just because we don't want to like talk and then re-talk about stuff because then it doesn't seem natural. We're trying to have real conversation.
Yeah.
So I didn't look at any of your stuff. I actually forgot my book at home.
Yeah. So
my parents' house.
Your parents' house.
My roommate.
Yes.
They're my roommates, Sammy and Vicky. Never called him Sammy in my life until just now.
So credits are dollar for dollar, which you just described.
Yes.
So it's literally a dollar for dollar reduction of what you owe.
Yeah.
Like
what constitute beside in my world again a ADA acceptable American Disability Act accessible table, so it's that counts as a credit for me. What constitutes a credit for people? Like besides a business owner, no W-2 employee is getting a credit.
There's like, there's like child care tax credit.
Okay.
There's types of weird things like that. You got to think in a separate
Again, probably CPA question.
Probably, yeah. I can look up. Anybody can Google and say, hey,
what's a tax?
what are some credits I could qualify for?
Yeah.
That's what you can do, and you can go down the list.
Yeah.
And a really good CPA is going to show you like, hey, basically, do you have any of these that you qualify for? Because that's a direct credit, dollar for dollar.
Yep.
So I can't name them off the top of my head. I probably haven't looked those up in a while, honestly,
Yeah.
unless that comes up case dependent for me. But deductions always come up.
Absolutely.
So that's the most important part.
I think that's the most common people hear and think of.
Yes.
I don't think many people know about tax credits.
Yeah, it's just people always say that. I just want to make sure, like, if you're on the 22% tax bracket, $1,000 deduction, you save $220. That's what it
spent $780.
That's what a deduction is.
Yes.
Okay, so
you're not deducting the $1,000.
Yes, I think that's a great start with taxes, and now 99.9% of people understand how that works.
Yeah.
So you understand tax
if
brackets.
they understood anything that we just said.
Yeah, tax brackets.
We're not teachers.
Credits versus deductions.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's all I got on taxes. I mean, I'm sure I can dig into investments and more taxes.
I think this podcast probably went about 45 minutes longer than we wanted to. So.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of good stuff, though. Just general talk.
I liked it. Yeah. Do we have anything that we want to wrap up? So we talked about the one thing we talked about beforehand because you kept talking, even until I told you to shut up 7 times.
Yeah, I was excited.
We want to buy some different equipment for our. I think we're just going to go with podcast because I think it's going to turn into a podcast. So our goal is going to be an entire channel. Because we're going to have stuff on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're going to start a Facebook page. We're going to send a bunch of invites out this week. So sorry that every single one of our, I'm going to send a couple thousand-ish. You're going to send 1,000-ish friends are going to get invites. I think you have 1,000 friends on Facebook.
No, I do. I just.
They're all going to get it. I'm sorry. You're going to get an invite to our Facebook page, which is going to link to our Instagram and our TikTok and our Facebook, or our YouTube. But we're going to try to get on to a streaming platform like Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
And so we want some different equipment for the office, some different cameras. Maybe talk to the guys who already have it next door. Maybe get bounce some ideas off them. But we're not going to be able to. If we want to really do this, which I think we do, I'm not editing that. I don't have time. I can do like the little clips on our iPhone, but I can't do that. So if any of you know someone who could potentially do that.
Maybe somebody in college that's trying to.
Yeah, that we don't have to pay that much money to.
Well, I'm saying that's a good opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great like internship, and if they do a good job, maybe we become a big thing. Maybe we're the next Dave Portnoy of the world.
God, that'd be great. It's hard to imagine that.
We got to start doing pizza reviews.
Anyways, yeah. I did eat a good piece of pizza. I didn't mention this, but
did you go to? You went to the Dave place?
We've talked a lot on this podcast.
We'll keep going. We're big Dave Portnoy fans.
Yes.
One bite, everybody knows the rules. I have the app. Do you have the app?
I have the app.
You went to one of his highest rating places in Indiana.
Yes.
Indianapolis. What did it get?
I went for the Bucks Pacers game.
Did he do the review, or is that a public review?
No. I would never go to just a place that's public review.
So Dave
has to go there.
And what did he give it?
He gave it an 8.1.
Which is big time.
Big time score.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out?
Yeah, you ever watch Pat McAfee?
He says shout out?
He says shout out.
He also says shout out. Program.
Yeah.
I watch Pat every day.
Goodfellas Pizza. I was thinking there for a minute. I went into deep.
Isn't that a chain?
I think it's I don't know how big the chain is, but yes. Anyways, Goodfellas, Indianapolis, 8.1. I thought it was great. Pizza's huge, like 1 square this big.
It's not slices?
It's slices like, I'm talking like
big
that. Yeah. Phenomenal. The crust, I like my pizza crispy. It was crispy, perfect.
How was the flop?
No flop. It was the first off.
Yeah, you can't have no flop on a pizza that big.
But the crust, like
thick?
it was similar. It was thick. It was
not thick crust.
No, it wasn't like thick like you're thinking about. But it was like something I've never had before. It was great.
Wood fired?
Can't say that. Don't think so.
But good pizza.
Highly recommend.
Yeah. If you're a pizza person and you don't follow Dave Portnoy, you're just wrong.
Anytime.
We are going. You're invited if you want to. It's me and Cody's thing.
Just got invited.
It's me and Cody's thing. We're going to go to New Haven maybe this year.
Oh, that's like
because the pizza capital of the world. There's like 3 spots there.
Watch
Sally's, 2 other places I can't come out off the top of my head, and we're gonna live it up.
Yeah.
You can come. Your wife is not invited because I'm not going with your wife and Kenzie.
It's going to depend on timing.
Not being the fifth wheel.
I do love some pizza trying. So as soon as I knew I was going there, I did check the app, and there was he
probably did a couple.
He like 4, I think.
That was the highest rated?
It was the highest, so I was like, and 4 minutes away from Gainbridge Fieldhouse, which is where the
Bucks lost.
Bucks lost. Giannis is a
Someone tried to tell me that Michael Jordan was more athletic than LeBron James?
I'm not having this discussion.
This is ridiculous.
I'm
not saying Michael's not the greatest player of all time. But athleticism in basketball?
Okay, we're gonna have to.
We'll talk about that.
We got to put this on the docket here because
Got it.
define athleticism.
Who can jump higher, run
No,
faster,
really.
who's stronger?
And then you give them a golf club and they freaking
No, I
can't
said basketball. I said on the basketball court.
Okay, all right. We're gonna just table that one because I got a lot of things.
Stay tuned next week where we're gonna talk about. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know. We wing it.
We'll come up with something. I think we're gonna do health, wealth.
Hey,
wealth.
and for everybody
Throw
that
some dad
knows
stuff in
us, if you have suggestions, let us
Please.
know.
Yeah, let us know what you want to hear.
But until then, we're going to keep going over.
We're probably going to talk about the same stuff every week. Talk about our haircuts. Shout out again, Barbershop South Main, Dylan.
Thinning.
That's so great. Peace out.
See ya.